Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. On this occasion, I'm going to share about the description of computational model of interlanguage and the example of interlanguage using simulation. But at first, we are going to the simulation. So imagine you are from West Java. You want to get to the other side, but there is huge gap. It's too far to walk and you cannot run fast. So you drive a car. At first, the car is only strong enough to go over there. But as you work more and more for going there, it gets a plan to go fast over there. Now look at this. The map on the left is Sundanese, and the map on the right is Japanese. In this scenario, the way will be called interlanguage. So, what is interlanguage? Interlanguage. The term interlanguage was coined by the American linguist Larry Slinger. A learner's interlanguage is a unique linguistic system as L2 learners construct a linguistic system that draws in part on the learner's L1. But it's also different from it and also from the target language. The concept of interlanguage itself involves the following premises about L2 acquisition. So, the learners construct a system of abstract linguistic rules. The learner's grammar is permeable, and then the learner's grammar is transitional. And some researchers have claimed that the system learners construct contain variable rules. The learners employ various learning strategies to develop their interlanguage. The learner's grammar is likely to fossilize, and then the concept of interlanguage offers a general account of how L2 acquisition takes place and incorporates it incorporates elements from mentalist theories of linguistics and elements from cognitive psychology. So interlanguage is used by all owners of second languages. It is when you blend your native language with the target language. So you blend your native language with the target language. At first, it's difficult to speak another language, but through constant practice and learning from mistakes, the interlanguage way becomes stronger, and you will become more proficient speaker of the target language. It's important to remember that language doesn't need to be perfected before you start to use it. It just takes practice, preference, and learning from mistakes. So, about computational model of interlanguage. What is that? So the concept of interlanguage can be viewed as a metaphor of how L2 acquisition takes place. It implies that the human mind functions like a computer. This figure represents the basic computational metaphor that has grown out of interlanguage and that informs much of SLA. The learner is exposed to input, which is processed in two stages. The first parts of it are to and taken into short-term memory. And these are referred to as intake. And then the second, some of the intake is stored in long-term memory as L2 knowledge. The process responsible for creating intake and L2 knowledge occur within the black box of the learner's mind, where the learner's interlanguage is constructed. And then finally, L2 knowledge is used by the learner to produce spoken and written output. The basic model of SLA can be elaborated in some ways, such as adding some additional information to give more specific process inside the brain, like the environment in between input and intake to explain that environment has a part in giving input. Thank you. So thank you very much for listening to my description about computational language. Computational model of interlanguage. So expecting a lot that you understand well in this interlanguage, and see you later. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.